Hey there, what did you say? You want proof that one of the traditions of the Bosmer is to be cannibals? And you want sexy Nereids? And you want undead Bosmer as well? Well, I've got the right quest for you just here. Let's talk to Nara. By the way, Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines Venus, I think the voice actor is.
Well, aren't you the bold one, running around this part of the forest? You've got to be either fearless or just plain foolhardy. Haven't you seen the undead? I'm a Vine Desk Ranger, and I'm not even sure I'm safe here.
Where did the undead come from?
The Veiled Heritance was here raising them. They're not raising them anymore. Of course, word is that they're led by none other than Prince Naaman, or whatever dark entity has assumed his form. Seems the prince was raised too.
Where did the prince come from?
Couldn't say, but the problem right now isn't the prince. It's the damned Blackroot clan, cruel in life and downright vicious in death. We can't get through them. Indenir seems to have some ideas, though. You want to help? You should talk to him.
Alright, where's Indenir? Oh, sorry. My quest log is full. Let's get rid of some pseudo quests. Can always get those back.
Well, aren't you? You know, he comes and goes. Oh, yeah, there he is.
Rite of Theft is the name of the quest. Which is a tradition, another tradition of the Bosmer. They have some funny stuff in there. A lot of that will come up in here. A lot of the background. The ooze, the Rite of Theft, and also the Wild Hunt, which sadly doesn't come up in here, but it's also interesting. Interesting concept. It's basically like a wild anthropomorphic ball of Bosmers, of wild things. Oh, but that's a story for another time. It's not connected to her scene necessarily. That's what I thought at first, because there's also part of her scene that also her scene lore that talks about the Wild Hunt, but that is a little bit different. It's more like a hunter-prey relationship, while that is... oh well, that's, like I said, for another time.
Did she tell you? One of the greatest mysteries of Valenwood has finally been solved. Decades of conflicting rumors have been put to rest. We finally know what happened to the Blackroot clan. They died, right here in Verlaine.
And now they've been raised?
Yes. This shade that's assumed the form of the late Prince Naaman is behind this, but he's not here. And it's true, mysteries aside, we need to put the Blackroot clan back to rest. But the Rangers are exhausted. Are you willing to help me?
Alright, where do we start?
The Blackroot clan warriors are even more bloodthirsty in death than they were in life. But there are also other spirits here, glimmers from the past, crying out for help. I think they're trying to show us something. We need to watch them.
Alright, let's go watch them. So, it is leading us to a place nearby. To go north.
Go on, I'm going to remain here.
And of course I went completely into the wrong direction.
Yeah!
So apparently we need to go south here, not north.
Alfirian, General Malgoth and the rest of the Blackroot troops are almost upon us.
Then it's time. Distribute the Nereid elixir and prepare to defend the village against the Blackroot.
That plan is madness!
Silence, Glonia. Our sacrifice today will ensure our sister villages live on.
Nereid elixir. Look at them. Those are pretty cool looking zombies, if you ask me. Or undead. Not that bad, actually. Usually MMO graphics are not that great, but I kind of find them a bit frightening. Well, he has a mask on, but you can see they're pretty rotten underneath there. Alright, let's read this after we kill this guy. Alright, so Glonier's letter. Brambrel, you won't see this letter, but I had to write something. Elferions decided it. A sacrifice to stop Malgos. Madness or martyrdom? The storytellers will decide. I guess in the end there's a desire to confess. I should have spent less time in the forest hunting or in my cups. I should have been a better husband or father. Maybe this is my way of making it up to you. If you and our daughter can live on in Drilladen, safe because of our sacrifice. Small consolation, when every bone in my body wants to curse it all to oblivion and run to you. I love you, Glonier. Alright. Gather some herbs quickly. Check them out. Look at them. Yeah, it's kind of tough when they don't stand still. Not that bad, right? Look at the mouse there. I'm pulling way too many guys here. I mean, could be in a horror movie, almost, right? Not that bad. There you go, so they are the undead Bosmer. Love the Bosmer race, by the way. Bosmeri, whatever. Also like the Damna. Those are my two favorite races. And everything they come with. It's a nice little twist on like the tree hugging thing, basically sought to its extreme end, right? You're so careful about not hurting the trees that you only eat meat. That's how the Bosmer roll, right?
Here's another scene. Let's watch.
Elfie, I can't do this. I'm scared. I don't want to die.
It's all right, Glenril. The poison itself is slow. The black root will have cut our throats long before you felt its effects. Here, we'll drink it together, and I'll fight by your side till the end.
Until the end.
Cheers.
Now, to battle!
So they poisoned themselves as a sacrifice. Let's see if we can find more scenes from the past here.
Look, another one.
Yeah, but I need to clear everything.
An easy victory. Verlaine is the first to fall, but there will be more. Now, per the meat mandate, let us feast on the fallen. Prepare the cave temple. It's a suitable place for a celebration.
And there you heard it yourself. Per the meat mandate, they're going to feast on the fallen. Isn't that nice? Did you think that of the Wood Elves? Interesting tradition, right? Good thing not all Wood Elves are traditionalists, I guess. But still, I mean, just eating meat goes basically for almost all Wood Elves, unless they want to break the Green Pact. So that's just, eating your enemy is just like the icing on top of the cannibal cake. Well, yeah, I guess eating animals is not really cannibalistic, but icing on top of the cake, I guess.
Look, another one.
General Morgoth, the troops. Half of them are dead. The other half...
Are dying, including us. This is poison. The villagers poisoned themselves to poison us.
What do you mean?
The meat mandate, you idiot. Eltheria knew she could win on the field, but she'll still manage victory. To the Nereid Temple. Perhaps we can beg a cure.
Alright, again, the Nereids are mentioned. Come into play. One final scene is up there. Sorry, let me collect some wormwood first. Like our herbs with the Wood Elf. So she's maxed out already, by the way. She used to be a Nord, to be honest. She's like the most experimental character. That is not a thing you should do. Like, seriously. But I have like, I don't know, plenty of characters, like 15 or so. So with some of them I'm trying out stuff, right? Yeah, and also she has all things heavy, so she's basically like a tank. And also she has poison, so that is like a super weird mix, but I don't know. I thought it would be
Rise, my
fitting
soldiers.
to
Back
take a
to your
whiff.
bodies and take up
Why
arms.
do you command us from the ooze?
A powerful one, unknown to me, has stolen my bow. It invoked the right of theft, and commanded we march against the Dominion.
By your command.
The ooze.
We should go to the cave temple of the Nereids. What a sacrifice! To think the villagers actually poisoned themselves in order to poison the Blackroot clan. It may be morbid, but it's also brilliant.
You can say that again.
Of course, that really doesn't help us return the Blackroot warriors to their graves, does it?
No, really. What should we do now?
From what I gathered, one of Naaman's servants has stolen General Malgoth's bow and compels the Blackroot clan to fight by the right of theft. What we need to do is steal the general's bow back, and then we can release him from his vows.
I also love that part of the Bosmer tradition. Like, it's not necessarily against the law to steal. They're so playful, those little wood elves. They're just having fun. How do we find the bow?
We must rely on the scenes of the past. After being poisoned, General Malgoth went to the Nereid Temple. It's likely he died within. I suggest you go in and search for the General's remains. I'll continue searching for clues out here in the forest.
Alright, I'll search the Nereid Temple.
Be wary in there. Nereids wield dangerous magic and can never be trusted. It's no surprise they helped the villagers in their suicidal plot. In fact, the Nereids probably consider General Malgoth's bow a prize. They will defend his remains.
Why would the villagers turn to the Nereids?
Desperation turns enemies into allies. The villagers knew General Malgoth and the Blackroot clan were going to attack, and they knew they couldn't win. Likely they asked the Nereids for help, and the Nereids convinced them this was the best course.
Nereids. I'm having a little bit of trouble pronouncing this right. Nereids. So you had heard of General Malgoth?
Of course. Malgoth sought to unite all the Bosmer under his leadership. He led the Blackroot clan to conquer much of Valenwood during the Bosmer tribal wars. Then, one day, they just disappeared. No one knew what happened, until now.
What were the Bosmer tribal wars?
The Bosmer have always been free peoples, bound only to the Green. Rarely have the tribes united under singular leadership, although for a period many, like Malgoth, tried. Most of the so-called wars were not fought at all, but won by trickery.
But General Malgoth wasn't an exception.
Yes, General Malgoth had traveled far and wide. He had seen the greatness that comes to those who conquer through military might. That you'd not heard of him is a tribute to the sacrifice of the Verlaine Bosmer.
Didn't I just ask that? Why did they, the Nereids? Damn, already forgot. Even get involved.
Because it's in their nature. Death amuses them, and all the more when they can manipulate people into bringing about their own demise. As distasteful as it may be, the Nereids are part of the natural order. I just try to stay away from them.
They're playful as well, but they're more evil. They just don't care if people die. Quite the opposite, in fact. Death amuses them. Not so different from Malgoth observing the meat mandate.
As barbaric as it seems, many clans still lived by the old traditions during the Bosmer tribal wars. Mind you, they didn't consume the bodies of the dead because they enjoyed the taste. It was a matter of tradition.
So, that was back then, I guess. So many probably means more than half. There was a time where like most or many clans or many, however you want to quantify that, did that actually. That's quite interesting, right? And the Verlaine villagers took advantage of that?
Apparently so, though the tactics they embrace sound more like a Nereid plot than something the villagers themselves might have come up with on their own.
The right of theft can even compel the dead?
For General Malgoth, that's apparently the case. For all his ambition, he was still a staunch traditionalist. It's actually quite impressive that his sense of honor remains intact, even so many years after his death.
How do you steal something from a dead person?
I'd say this is a perverted case. The value that Malgoth placed on his bow alone may be enough for him to want it back. Or he may be using the right of theft as a more honorable justification for his new servitude. There was fear in his voice.
Okay. Nereid Temple. Alright, there is a description here, but didn't come up. Maybe about the Nereid Temple. Maybe if we leave, we'll come. And here we got the first one. She's a singer. Look at her. True water beauty. Floating high above us. It's a bit shrill though, isn't it? Alright, find General Malgoth's remains. They're everywhere in this cave. Yeah, it looks like you can... This would be shorter, but it isn't. Elevation is a thing, and this is the right way to go. Otherwise you get stuck in front of a waterfall. You'll see when we go out. Oh, someone was here before. Yeah, where is the right place to go? I think north is always right. That's an area. I do like the constant humming and singing though. It's always kind of entertaining. Also like that as a Twilight matriarch for my sorcerer. She also interrupts her singing here if she gets hit, right? She's constantly like moaning. No, no, no. Yeah. Kind of was the right way, I guess. General Malgoth's Journal, Day 1. A record of the war to unite the Bosmer of northern Valenwood under the leadership of General Malgoth. Concluded that war is the best option. The Khajiit do not fear the Bosmer. I think the Khajiit did win that big war between the Bosmer and the Khajiit. Khajiit? Well. Intertribal war is a small price to pay to provide a strong united force against our enemies. The War Council agrees. Vulain will be the first to fall. Oh yeah, I remember now where I read this, because the new DLC, like northern part of Elsewhere, used to be like Bosmer territory, right? It is mentioned somewhere in there, and I grabbed that from Valenwood, and they're like Khajiits who look like Bosmer or something. Anyway. The War Council agrees Vulain will be the first to fall. They forsake Ifra for the deceptions of the Nereids and are little more than a weak band of hunters. They will serve the Bosmer best as an example to the other villages. Alright, so that is a war to unite them. And they should be an example. The Vulain tribe, I guess. Day 2. Victory is ours. An easy triumph. Lost 1 soldier when he fell from a tree. 3 wounded. After fulfilling the meat mandate, we will be prepared to take the rest of the villages. Day 2 continued. Treachery. The Bosmer of Vulain poisoned their bodies. A foul trick, a mockery of the meat mandate. Begged the Nereids for a cure. They look at us with what I can only assume is disgust. They can't be bothered to kill us. They know our fate, as do we. Man, my voice. Sorry. There are his remains.
You would steal that which has already been stolen. Then enter the Shadow Wood and seek it, though you will find only death.
That's a new voice. And the singing new rights are still there. So now we should exit the cave. It seems like we're in a shadow world. Yeah, see, if we would have gone directly south here, we would have been stuck here at the waterfall. This should be the exit.
Come face me if it's the bow.
On my way. Red flame. Nope, we're not getting the info. It's like a short sentence. Something about the Nerite caves. Something Nerites really like this cave. Yeah, but there you go. We got it all. And that Bosmer.
The bow is a boon to our army. You will not have it.
Cannibalistic Bosmer. And merfolk, I guess.
Did you hear the voice? He called this the Shadow Wood. It seems to be some dark realm that parallels Valen Wood. If the Shade of Naaman has created this, he's more powerful than I realized. This is horrifying.
What should we do?
We have to stop this. We have to destroy this Shadow Wood, whatever it takes. There must be a focus here. Something that ties this plane to ours. Something. It's the bow. The General's bow. That has to be it.
Of course it is. The Shade said it had the bow.
Yes, and we will have to confront it and take the bow back. That will release the General, and hopefully dispel this nightmare. There's also the spirits from the glimmers of the past we saw earlier. They are trapped here, and we must release them.
How can we release them?
It's the shadow rifts that bind them here. From this side, you only need to touch the rifts to close them. That will release the spirits from their torment and weaken Naaman's grip on this place. If you'll focus on that, I'll search for the Shade.
Alright, I'll go close the shadow rifts.
Good luck, and see you by the stones.
Thank you very much. There's already the first one. I think we can skip some of them. This guy we can't skip.
You will soon join us and fight at Morgoth's side.
Will I now? You can always hear that one beat when you're pulling them. Yeah, like I said, I'm not really happy with that build. But you gotta try everything, right? I mean, I kind of read up on things from time to time. But still, sometimes they play differently. And you have to takes the skills and the weapon bars into account as well, and all that. I don't know. I just like to try everything out, I guess. Don't have too many characters with two-handed either, to be honest. I guess because in PvP long range is better. You're kind of forced to not use melee too much.
Freed us.
You did, Ephirion.
May Ifrit smile on you. You closed the rifts that bound us here. You must stop that shade, though. It ceased to do terrible things to Valenwood. Though I have passed on many years gone now, I still consider Valenwood my home.
Don't worry, I will stop the shade.
Thank you, and thank you again for releasing us from his grasp. To be pulled back from the rest of death and bound like this, forced to serve such darkness, was sheer torture. Though we are dead, the people of Verlaine are in your debt.
It was nothing.
Good luck.
Thanks. Take the bow from the servant of Naaman. Alright. Below. So can I drop down there? That's usually not a good idea. That's what I don't like about Valenwood. All the steep and deep ravines and all that, you know.
Naaman warned me about you, and I prepared. You will starve, and then you will serve.
Ah, but I'm stamina based though. So take that. You did it. Hey, General Malgoth, what's up? You here?
Something's changed. I do not understand what's going on here.
Don't worry. Everything is fine.
That was a harrowing experience all around. I'm glad it's over. I hope we have succeeded in weakening Naaman's grasp on Valenwood as a whole. Only one thing remains. We must deal with the spirit of General Malgoth.
Should I return the bow?
Yes, and since you have succeeded in stealing it, it falls on you to invoke the right of theft with the General. Whatever you ask him, he will be compelled to do.
What should I ask for?
The compassionate choice would be to release the General and his army, to allow them to return to their rest. But if you prefer, you might ask them instead to turn against Naaman and aid our forces in the fight for Valenwood. The choice is yours.
That would be a little bit evil, right? Alright, I'll talk to the General.
So it's true then? You have retrieved my bow from the shade?
I have, and I invoked the right of theft.
My father told me, you will find your bow in an animal's bone. Before it's even carved, you will see it. Mammoth's tusk. Extraordinarily difficult to make a good bow out of, but it was just like he said. I saw it and I knew. What do you want?
Yeah, that's pretty interesting as well. They don't use like plants or trees or wood to make a bow like you would maybe expect. They really use animal bones, and I don't know, there's some nature magic involved, I guess, to make bone flexible. Bone is usually not I don't suppose, I know I've read it somewhere. Bone is not known for being very flexible, right? Alright, I release you and your army from service. You may leave.
You want... I've misheard you. I thought you said leave. But we don't deserve rest. Not after what happened here. We belong to the ooze.
The ooze. No, it's better you rest now.
You released him. I think that was the right thing to do. Since you already freed the villagers' spirits from the Shadow Wood, that means all the spirits here can now be at rest. We've done a good thing here.
What should we do now?
We've done all we can here, but it's clear that Naaman still seeks to harm Valenwood, so our work is not finished. I suggest we spread out and search for signs of darkness. When Auriel wills it, I am certain the Green will bring us together again.
I'm sure it will.
Unless you have questions for me, I will soon be on my way. We should both search the forest for other signs of Naaman's corruption. I fear at some point we will have to confront Naaman himself.
Which direction should I go?
East. I've seen signs of corruption in both Drilladam Pass and Varant Morass. We must find a way to cleanse these places. And as I said, I expect we will eventually have to confront the shade of Naaman on this plane.
Yep, that's exactly what will happen. Where do you think we'll find Prince Naaman's shade?
It frightens me to even consider the possibility that he might be at Hectorheim. After we've cleansed the other locations, we should go there. The sooner the better, I think. So go on and head east. The Green will ensure we find each other again.
Alright, I'm sure I'll see you soon.
Unless you have questions for me, I will soon be on my way. We should both search the forest for other signs of Naaman's corruption. I fear at some point we will have to confront Naaman himself.
Yeah, here's now another interesting piece of Bosmer lore. General Magos mentioned the ooze. The ooze. What did he mean?
A spiritual prison of a sort. Bosmer who break their oath to the Green Pact go there when they die. To reflect for an eternity.
Nice.
There's a place called Owls, where we bring the bodies of Oathbreakers. Some think it's a physical link to the ooze.
Yeah, that's the explanation. It's a prison for eternity. That's quite a long time. Yeah, well, that was the quest, but you know what we can do? We can actually check out Dreadful Lane again, the village up here. Let's see what's the fastest way to get there. Up here. There you go. Let's take a look at the Blackroot warriors now, since they're unusual at least. They do look like zombies right there. Belch. They're really decaying. Look at them. Look at them. Maybe one without a mask. Yep. Yeah, they all have masks. Also, their demeanor is like really zombie-like. Yeah, I don't know. I find that interesting. Nice teeth, rotten teeth as well. Yeah, this guy, oh, it's not easy to see. You have a mask. Yeah, it's more like the lips are rotten. Alright. So much for that. Good old zombie Bosmer. I'm sure they like the taste of Bosmer meat though. Yeah, that's the quest. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye bye.